welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. I am Coach Julia, and today we're going to be working on one of the most important spins that you're ever going to learn, the back spin. This is the foundation for not only all the future back spins, but most of your jump rotations. So it's really, really, really important. You don't need to be able to do any other spins to do this. You just need to have a strong back outside edge, a good strong sense of that right outside edge if you're right-handed, or left outside edge if you're left-handed, and then we can do this spin. To start, we're going to head over to one of these great big hockey circles to do an exercise. You guys know I love starting with exercises and building from there. So let's head over to that hockey circle. So here on this hockey circle, we're actually going to work on, practice, perfect that back spin position. That's the greatest challenge for most people, is having the body control to hold this position. Since I'm right-handed and I like to rotate counterclockwise, I'm going to be doing this on my right foot. So if you're left-handed or you just like rotating the other way, go ahead and reverse these directions, reverse the foot you're on. So for me, I'm going to be standing on my right back outside edge. So I want to get a really strong axis from that right side over on the circle. So I'm planting my foot right there on the circle, okay? Then I give myself a couple of pushes so I have some momentum. It's always easier to do these things when you're moving on skates. Give myself a couple pushes. And then I'm going to stand on that right back outside edge. The most important thing is that you feel that axis on that right edge. So you can start out with just some pumping and trying to balance, kind of popping that hip in nice and flat on the right side. So then we're going to build the spin position. So we're popping that hip really straight, really tall. The left side is going to cross over. My hip is slightly up and in front. Okay, if your hip is behind, you're going to completely lose control of your spin once you turn this into a spin. So really strong left hip, nice and flat. Elevate the left hip and move it slightly in front. Okay, so you can see that that left hip is up and in front. Then I'm going to take my right hand, bend that elbow and pull it right into my armpit and cross my left hand over. So this is the position you want to be spinning in. Couple pumps, strong right side, cross those arms to the right side. That left leg should be crossed over and slightly in front. Your hip, your whole left side should be in front. You can see my left shoulder's in front. Okay, now this is a really challenging position to hold. Most of my students, when I introduce it to them, their body goes flying away. It's completely out of control. So you can probably expect that the first couple times you try this. But I want you to work at it, okay? You're gonna have to engage that core. Get that strong twist and lift in your midsection. Use your muscles in your shoulders to hold those arms in place. Engage the muscles in your hips, all right? So really, really engage and activate all those muscles. Your goal is going to be able to hit this position and hold it without moving all the way around the circle. Once you can do that, we're definitely ready to do a backspin. Once you have practiced that position on the circle, let's turn it into an actual spin. So now a lot of people, when they hear backspin, they think that they're going to rotate the opposite direction, and that is not true. If your 1 foot spin normally rotates towards your left shoulder, your backspin is also going to rotate towards the left shoulder. So you're going the same direction around the circle. You're just switching feet. So you could actually practice pumping, picking up 1 foot and picking up the other foot, and that's the direction you want to go in this backspin. Now we're going to start with a very basic entry, okay? And then we'll build to more challenging entry. So for the basic entry, we want to get that really strong right side axis, okay? So that hip is engaged, okay? We don't want that hip popping out. Keep it tucked under. You should feel like the front of your hip is almost flat. You want to get that front of your hip as flat as possible. If you pike your hip out, your spin's going to just completely lose control. You're probably going to drop back onto your edge too hard. So keep that hip really tucked under and engaged. Honestly, that's probably the most challenging part, for me at least, and most likely for you too. So keep that hip under. We're going to put that left hand in front, the right hand to the side, and we're going to find our rocker on our blade, that curved part right under the ball of our foot. I'm just going to put my left toe in the ice for balance, and then I'm going to use that left toe to give me a little push, and then I'm going to cross that foot in front. And from there, you want to try to find the position we worked on the circle. So we find that rocker, get that starting position, left hand in front, right hand to the side, get that nice strong axis, push. And you can practice that over and over and over again, just giving yourself a little push, push. Okay, you're not going to get a lot of momentum this way, but that is probably best if you're just learning this spin. So, couple things people often do. They often start with their toe pick in the ice. I know there's some people who teach it that way. I don't personally like it that way because it teaches a bad habit. Instead, you want to stand right here on your rocker. Okay, so find that position on your rocker, that curved spot right under the ball of your foot, and stand there. You should be able to wiggle your foot back and forth really easily. The other thing is people tend to push and then have their hip pop out immediately. And as I said before, that's going to throw your spin off. So try to really strong in that hip, find that spot on the rocker, give yourself a push, and practice the position we worked on the circle. One final little pet peeve of mine. When people are spinning and they drop their foot down, I know that feels safe and it feels like the easiest way, but you're never going to be able to move on into any other combination spins or anything. You're kind of stuck. Whoa, okay, so work really hard. Push yourself to lift that foot up and out at the end of your spin. Spin, up, out, okay? Now we're going to move on to the little bit more advanced entry with a big inside edge. So if you learned the 1 foot spin, you'll know that I like to have your inside edge look like half of a heart for that forward 1 foot spin. And this is going to apply to our back spin as well. So I'm going to take a big deep inside edge on my left foot. That's giving me a little momentum. And then I'm going to step and I'm going to make my heart. All right, so I'm not making a perfect curve with my right inside edge. I'm making a heart so that my toe looks back towards where I started. Okay, so the first one looks like a rainbow. The second one looks like a heart. From here, we're going to pull up into our back spin. Okay, so this is going to give us more momentum into it. Rainbow, heart, pull up into that back spin. All right, now when you pull up, you want to get onto your outside edge. So you're on your inside edge on your entry. You're going to stand up to your outside edge. It's not a really strong outside edge. You don't want to fall over onto it, but you do want to be traveling back in an outside edge circle, just a little bit. So for the hands, because the upper body is just as important as the lower body, we're stepping onto that big, deep left inside edge, and we have opposite hands, deep right inside edge. Keep those hands on your right side. So we're starting left in back, right in front. We put that left in front. I'm going to hold it there all the way through to where we stand up in the spin. You can see they're still over on my right side. Okay? So switch, step through your entrance, and then keep them over on that right side through the spin. Again, we're going to step in with our left inside edge and that right hand in front. Transition to the right inside edge with the left hand in front. As you begin your spin, you're going to take those fully extended arms and squeeze against the air as if you're pushing air out of a balloon. This pressure motion is going to help you generate speed in the spin. All right, skaters, I hope you enjoyed this one. I know that backspin can be a real challenge, but it is so fundamental, so important. I want you to get out there and work and work and work on it until you feel really good about that spin. If you enjoyed this, please do give us that thumbs up. And as always, I look forward to reading all your comments in the section down below. If you haven't done so yet, then hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell down in the corner so you can see all my videos when they come out. Happy skating, and I'll see you next time.